News now on 2.1 WALT Meridian.
I'm Cash Matlock with Queen City News Feed. Here's what's happening. Mike Partridge, co-owner of the Rustler Steakhouse and Lounge in Meridian, has passed away at the age of 67 after a long battle with illness. Partridge had been hospitalized for several weeks at the Cleveland Clinic in Ohio. He was well known for running the restaurant with his daughter, Suze Martin. Before his career in the restaurant industry, Partridge was a familiar voice in local radio. He was half of the Mike and O'Neill show at Q101. Mike Partridge got his start in radio while still in high school, working on air at WDAL, which later became known as Q101. Our thoughts are with his family and all who knew him. In state news, Mississippi College has announced some major branding changes after a board meeting Monday, including doing away with the football team and changing their name to Mississippi Christian University. This decision, they said in a release, underscores MC's status as a comprehensive university and allows the institution to retain its MC logo and identity. The institutional name change, academic reorganization plan, and athletic department realignment emphasize prioritizing the academic enterprise and supporting the university's core functions. The three changes were based on recommendations from a task force of university trustees, which were developed in consultation with university leadership and approved by the Board of Trustees. I'm Cash Matlock with Queen City News Feed. For more news updates today and for more information on these stories, follow us on Facebook or visit queencitynewsfeed.com.
Driving home, the Joe Pags Ride Shotgun. Weekdays at 5 on Meridian's News Talk 102.1 WG.
And good morning, everybody. Good Tuesday morning. It is the 19th day of November, so thankful that you have tuned in to Mornings in Meridian on WALT 102.1 FM on that great terrestrial frequency modulated radio station. But if you're not able to tune in on that, thank you for joining us on WALTmeridian.com and streaming us right into your computer or device, or joining us on that great venue called YouTube or maybe Facebook. I guess we are Facebook in here.
Yeah,
or
the app.
Or the app, which is WALT app. You just go to your app store and buy it. No, you don't have to buy it. You just download it.
I thought we were buying it now. Where's the money going?
Where's the money going? That's a big question we've always asked in radio for years and years. Where's the money going? But we're glad you're out there. And of course, big day here because we have a special guest on this third Tuesday of the month. We'll introduce him in just a moment. But first, I'm Roger B. Say hi to our main man from Meehan. He is the guy. Say hi to Rob Atkinson.
A little bit of a sloppy drive this morning.
Ooh, hydroplane. Can you say hydroplane?
Yeah, be safe out there, folks.
And you will if you get about 90. Oh, wait a minute, I wasn't going that fast. You will hydroplane at certain speeds and certain water conditions. Say hi to also our co-host on this Tuesday morning. Say hi to Charles Frazier.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. I see you made it in as well.
Yeah, a little hydroplaning as well. Why not? Always fun. Everybody start.
Training. I want to learn how to drive because one day, I'm hoping one day I will get to drive a sheriff's car for Lauderdale County. And if I can, and so
look, we can fix it so today you can wash some cars.
Or you could ride in the back of one, I'm sure.
That is the voice, folks. Of course, this being the third Tuesday, so we have the Chief Law Enforcement Officer of Lauderdale County, Mississippi, here with us today, the Sheriff Willard Calhoun.
Yes, sir. Good morning. I'm so proud of myself.
Yeah, well, good.
I tell you what, ready? I got up. You ready to check the weather? I got up a little earlier. People out there are listening to the radio, or Facebook, or the app. I got to make sure I be inclusive today.
Oh, yeah.
Leave earlier. Get plenty of time. I also got my floaties out, aired them up, had them on in case I needed them. Warm. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here.
You're set. This floaties out.
Yeah, because this rain's going to be here for a while. So.
I thought it was passing through just this morning.
It's going to be here a little bit lunch, probably.
Is that right? Just trying to stream it up from the southern Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, we've got one more line forest down south of Hazelhurst, and once that gets through here, we'll be fine. So, no severe stuff, just real rain.
Good showery precipitation, fall showers. That's what we got. All right, so I guess the watchword then is definitely, and the sheriff would appreciate you doing this. Be very careful as you're driving today because slick roads cause accidents if you're not paying attention and driving your automobile and keeping it under control.
And of course, don't forget school buses out there. They're their thing this morning too. So just give yourself a few extra minutes. So doesn't hurt.
Kind of like the way they're training the school bus drivers now. They're teaching them how to take those corners on two wheels now.
Really?
Yeah, seen some pretty aggressive bus drivers out there.
Don't mess with
I'm thinking seriously.
Yeah.
You are definitely getting them kids to school.
Well, Roger, if you're wanting to drive official government vehicles, there's your opportunity. They're always looking for bus drivers.
I will take that under advisement. I would probably last longer driving your deputy's vehicle than I would be driving the school bus.
Oh, I don't know. We get plenty of phone calls and deputies don't drive properly, and sounds like you want me to not drive properly based off your comments.
Wow. Well, I could drive a school bus. I wanted to at one time when I was in first grade. I thought it was cool. The bus showed up. I got on, went to school. I want to drive one. Never did, but it'd be cool. Now, would I want to do it every weekday morning for the entire school year? I don't know.
I think it'd be fine if they were empty.
Yeah.
No gas would be not a problem. I'd do that.
I will position the school buses for you. Just let me know where you need them parked. I will position them
in there.
It's like look at the road, rearview mirror. Look at the road, look at the road mirror.
That's what I'm driving.
I'll pull this bus over.
Or the case of our bus driver, look at the road, look in the mirror. Look at the road,
yeah.
the hot chick driving by, and then look in the mirror. Oh, I won't share names. It wasn't in this town, it wasn't in this state, but Ivan, he was
In the century.
It
No, it wasn't
not in this century either.
Is that a bus or an ox cart you were on?
Get this boy to school. Anyway, we're glad you're out there. Of course, do be careful. Yes, school buses out there and trying to transport our children safely. So, a little rain delay for me getting to work this morning. It was just kind of like, really? Do we want to go out and go to work today? Really? Here we are. Ready to go to it. You too, by the way, can be part of our show if you want to give us a call here at 601-485-9191, 601-485-9191. Put you right here on the show. If you have any questions for the sheriff, you said, if I could ever ask that sheriff a question, if I ever get to see him face to face, well, you can see him ear to ear, I guess, right here at the radio station. Give him a call here. Or you look on Facebook. He's on here somehow. So you can ask the sheriff a question. Or give him a piece of your mind. I mean, whatever you think you want to do. People do that. People give you a piece of their mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some people don't have much to give. So anyway,
Yeah, what size of the mind is that you're getting? That you're
wait,
getting?
you gave too much now. You don't have much left for yourself. Come on,
There you go.
come back there.
So, yep, this is the day of the sheriff. So glad he's here, and we're going to tell you. Well, this might be appropriate since it is a rainy day. We just told you to be careful, and we know that some of you aren't going to listen to us, and you're going to drive carelessly. At least listen to us on this point. If you have a crash, take your vehicle to Premier Paint and Body Shop.
Right. I mean, it wouldn't be your fault anyway. Somebody will probably run into you because all of our listeners are very safe drivers, aren't they? Just like the hosts. Premier Paint and Body, right next to Johnson Dodge on Highway 39 North, 5 Monday through Friday. And if you're driving, don't write the number down. Just remember it because it's easy. 482 Paint. 482 Paint. 482 Paint. It's that easy. And they've been providing the best auto body work for over 30 years of Premier Paint and Body. Booker is leading that crew, and they've got over 100 years combined experience among that hard-working, dedicated staff. The results, like new. No job is too small, whether it's a ding, a dent, a scratch, or too large, whether you crash in the front end by hitting a deer or another vehicle. And, of course, they'll give you a free estimate and work with your insurance company. And all of their work has a lifetime warranty. Premier Paint and Body is the premier paint and body shop in town. And that number, I'll say it again twice, 601-482-PAINT. That's 601-482-PAINT.
I like it.
You gotta know how to spell paint.
P-A-Y-N-T.
After that. No. All right.
Oh, I will just say for my two friends out there that like to text me during the show, my phone is at home. I have to know the charger. So
Now they're going to message me.
Rob's number is so.
Just put it out there.
Anyway, that's a good morning, of course, Sheriff. In your career, did you ever work accidents in the rain?
A few, yes. And that's where having one of those campaign hats like we used to have was important.
A campaign hat?
Yeah, we used to have them a long time ago. And put a good rain cover on there. It doesn't have any holes in it. Had hole, we had a problem.
So you'd have your hat and then have it like a plastic cover on it?
Right. Okay. So you learn to either kind of tilt a little bit to either side or back just a little bit. Because if you're riding something down and you tilt forward and you let that water pool up, it just drips down. Yeah.
Now the campaign hat, like the Smokey the Bear hat.
Yes, we actually had those back in the early 2000s. Yep.
Oh,
no, we use ball caps now. Just most of the guys find that to be more user friendly and works better for them.
Except in the rain.
Well, you have a rain jacket with a hood, put over, and the cap pulls it up over your eyes.
There you go. So that's this morning I could use one of those sheriff department issue rain jackets. And I get one of those. I may not be able to drive a vehicle, but can I get a rain sticker? Sheriff.
We could, while you're out washing those cars, we can
You got to earn it.
I've got another job.
If you're washing the cars in the rain,
all I got to do is say yes. I've got a job. I've got
washing in the rain makes it easier. We don't have to use too much water.
There you go. There you go.
So yeah, you're familiar then with the working traffic accidents in the inclement weather.
And it is not fun being outside the road. It's bad enough on a dry day, but of course, weather especially like this, many people just don't slow down enough either. They're driving by, and sometimes the ones that are driving by are doing way too much looking at what's going on as opposed to driving. So, it's never good when you're out working a crash and then you hear another one. And it's like, okay. And that happens, it doesn't happen all the time, but it happens, especially out on the interstate. And of course, that's the city, almost all the time. Sometimes we'll help them, not often, but, if they need it, we would certainly. But, that happens out there to them a good bit on the interstate.
So to avoid having to get a deputy out in the rain, just be careful out there, folks. Well, there's something big going on. We had a lieutenant come by from your department yesterday.
Yep.
Lieutenant Ski talking about something called a blood drive.
Yep. This afternoon in the parking lot, the rain will have washed the parking lot off real good, so it'll be all clean for you. And starting at 2:00, the blood mobile, I think they call it, big old bus, or I say a bus, I'm not sure, maybe like a motorhome. There's a couple different ones I've seen, but either way, a large, not a school bus. Roger, you cannot drive. You like to drive the blood mobile.
Oh, no. That's not a good idea.
That's another thought. But
Well, that's what I might name my expedition. The Bloodmobile.
But
Anyway,
yeah, from 2 to 6:30 this evening, they will be in our parking lot, and so we are asking folks to come. And you can go to our Facebook page. Got some information where you can pre-register. I guess you could say some information on that. All the offers just show up. We just need people coming by and giving blood. So we do this. I guess we've done this last several years, 4, 5, 6. I'm not even sure. To sponsor that. We would really appreciate people coming by and help our community by donate a little bit of blood. It's always a fun experience. I personally don't like it. I do it, like it. I'm one of those weird people. I can see you bleeding all over the place and whatever. It doesn't bother me at all, but
so that's good.
I kind of look down at my arm and it just kind of bothers me. So I just look away. They always do a good job with little tiny bitty needle, and it doesn't take one on.
So your strategy is to look at the person next to you and watch them bleed.
Right, I'm okay with them bleeding. It's not white. That's right.
Look at your bleeding. Big deal.
Why are you turning white over there? What's wrong?
That little stick.
That says it's going to hurt me a bit. That's a good thing to do, folks. So put that on your schedule. Out and about. The rain, as Rob said, is going to diminish afternoon today. So that'll be a good time to get out and go donate that pint of blood or that unit of blood.
Yeah, they're saying rain's probably going to continue through about 11 o'clock, so we should be fine after that.
There you go.
Yeah, perfect.
All right. Are you on the phone with Janice Dean? Is that who you're talking to?
No comment.
Janice Dean, our good Fox weather lady up there in New York. So now also I was asked to bring you a talk about, and please send my apologies to Tracy. Is it Tracy Jones?
Correct.
There's an email that was sent to me that I didn't check, and I got a text that I almost didn't check about making sure that we had the spot for you to come on the show. And obviously, you do have a spot on this show because it's every third Tuesday. So tell us about that.
Well, I'm also a part of a group that is working on doing some beautification and restoration work at Magnolia Cemetery, of course, located on 23rd Avenue, just east of Meridian High School. I think we all know where it is. There are over 15,000 people buried there in Magnolia. The cemetery is 120, I think technically 126 years old, 125. It's in good shape. It needs some help. And so I was not a part of the original group. I just got asked 2 or 3 months ago about joining and trying to help them raise money to help the cemetery get updated a little bit, specifically the roads in there. Anybody that's been to Magnolia Cemetery in the last 10, 15 years knows how bad the roads are. And so
they kind of remind you of what downtown Meridian used to look like.
You look at a cemetery, a lot of people think, well, it doesn't get a lot of use. But I don't know, if you drive by there and start noticing, you'll notice there's somebody up there. They have several every week. Over time, nothing lasts forever, like a roadway. And been in the process of gathering funds, donations, asking for donations. When you stop and think about all of the families that are represented in that cemetery, literally everybody in our community in some way probably has a family member or somebody they know it's buried. There's some famous people buried at Magnolia. People think about G.V. Sonny Montgomery is buried there. The Key brothers, Al and Fred Key, who still hold the suborbital endurance record, that was done in the spirit of Ole Miss. That hangs up at
Fred now.
I always like when I get to go to Washington to the Air and Space Museum up there. It's hanging right there.
Right there.
So as you're looking at it, you always wait till somebody comes by and go, yeah, that's where I'm from. You strike up a conversation, start talking about it, and it makes you feel special, even though that's been, when was that? Was it 33, 34?
So this is where I'm from, and somebody says, well, I know you have a rebel flag painted on the side of that airplane. Yeah, thanks.
They'll get over it.
Take it down.
Do you remember, was it 33, 34.
Mm, I want to say late 20s, but
And I could be wrong.
yeah,
Certainly Google look that one up. But
I only go by the airport every day and see the film showing that
Yeah.
they have there all the time. I only see it all the time, but yeah, the exact date.
and it's amazing.
I don't know
that-
why 29 comes to mind, but
I just don't think it was in the 20s. I think
yeah,
it was in the
early
30s. But
30s.
I'm going to tell us in a minute. I'm sure.
They
Anyway,
Very well.
they are buried there, and I mean the valve because they did not. They were a part of that. It was a Hunter Whittington. Was that his name? Created worked with them. And created the valve that they used to transfer fuel from one plane to another, and it is 1935.
No, it's 30. I
I
think.
was close there.
Thank goodness. Yeah, why is it? Google always knows everything.
Undefeated.
I'll tell you. But yeah, 35.
No, right. Who are we going to Google to check on Google?
Yeah.
Well, it is what it is.
No, but yeah, they had. Let's see. Yeah, they had a lot of people on the ground support trying to. I guess that was it. Yeah, the first air refueling.
So
That was pretty cool.
and then, of course, again, a lot of people from our community, family, and personally for me, my parents were there. Half of my, all of my grandparents,
Hmm.
fourth of my great grandparents are buried at Magnolia.
But not a
So-
fourth of them. Just like
Yeah,
one.
I'm
Okay.
thinking
I just thought
all
they
of
like
them.
Thought of a great fundraiser. You have all these famous people. They ought to have an autograph signing up there.
I think it's a great idea.
Sell so much to get an autograph.
You are really out there.
Well, you have this thing at Rose Hill where all these
Yeah,
people
that's
show
true.
up. They come up out of the grave and talk to everybody every once a year. Why not do that?
You
for
get
Greg
like
Norton?
selfies with the gravestone.
There you go.
Hey, $5.
T brothers.
Yeah, there you go.
Y'all being sponsored by one of these places around town. I'll eat brownies. What the hell we got?
We look, Sheriff. I've only had a couple.
It's the gummies.
Isn't that what they always say? I've only had a couple.
Do have some breaking news here, real quick, guy.
It's a good time for it, Rob.
Hate to cut in line here.
It's all good.
Overseas news this morning, Ukraine has fired 6 U.S.-made long-range missiles into Russian territory this morning. So,
The red line has been crossed
yep. So,
for the fifth time.
Now,
So-
is it in Russian territory in Russia, or is it Russian territory that the Russians have captured in Ukraine?
yeah, just getting the news here from John Solomon. He just said that, 6 U.S.-made long-range missiles into Russian territory. That's what the Kremlin is saying. So, but
We can take that to the bank, can't we?
yeah, so Russia has authorized itself to use nukes even on a non-nuclear state if a nuclear entity is backing them. That's according to NBC this morning. So things have intensified a little bit over there, unfortunately. So
I guess hopefully they'll be able to take that and use it as a leverage tool. And we'll see what happens.
yeah,
All right, we've got a caller here. Meridian. Good morning, caller. Welcome to our show. You have a question for the sheriff?
Good morning, Tommy. Yes, I do. Why could not the Democrat Party, when they were doing their voter registration drive, kick in a little money?
Another good fundraising idea that
Yeah.
perhaps we're a little late on.
Well, their constituents were there. I mean, in the cemetery. So, I think he's got a great point.
Are you from Pennsylvania?
Well, they got a couple counties in Mississippi do the same thing. So,
Yeah.
yeah, the Democrats, just when they're doing their fundraising drive, or when they're doing their
The
voter
vo-
registration drive, just don't kick a little money out.
There you go. Help keep their constituent block. Let's see, not alive. Help keep them liable, cleaned up, or something. Now that's funny. That's. There's got to be more because you have a minute and a half. There's got to be more.
Well, I didn't realize you were going to answer the phone that quick, so I didn't really know about show prep. So,
Didn't do enough show prep. Just tell me you're still married, and that will be all right.
oh, yeah, I am still wonderfully married.
Good. Okay, that's good. All right, that's always good. We'll be checking in from time to time, see how things are going.
Oh, yeah, everything is going wonderful, other than having a rainy day and Buddy's not wanting to really go to work.
Well, I know how Buddy feels.
Yeah,
Don't be
I'm
too
with you.
rough on Buddy. I
Yeah.
tell you.
Yeah, he doesn't like those rainy days. He just
Mm.
mopes on the couch all day.
Well, I'm so glad you checked in, and thanks for the suggestion for fundraising to help the Magnolia Cemetery. That's what it's all about, right? There you go.
That's right. Yeah.
All
You
right.
guys have a wonderful day, and Fox News is next. I'm not going to delay it.
No, looky there. Thank you, sir. Good setup for what is happening next. We are going to have Fox News next, and then we'll come back. We'll have more calls. Any questions for the sheriff? Any comments about what's going on around town, around the state, around the world, around the country, just whatever is on your mind? You can just share your shopping list with us today. We'll be right back. Stay with us. A country song here coming into this segment. Also, we'll play you lots of country songs. I'm talking about real country songs on our sister station, 105.7.
The legend.
That's the station. All right, Alan Jackson, the great legends right there on that station. Check when you're not listening to Mornings at Meridian or any other great talk shows we have throughout the day. Mornings at Meridian, we're glad you got there. Rob Charles and Sheriff Ward Calhoun in the house today. And of course, the caller on the line, we're going to get right there to the caller in just a second after we tell you about Trucker Supply right down the street there from a McDonald's, the food that was displayed on Trump Force One just days ago. But next to the McDonald's here on Highway 19 is Trucker Supply.
Fair enough food. But you don't need food there because they got everything else. What you would need is one-stop shopping for all your tools. You know, Christmas, 5 weeks away. 5 days. It's coming fast. Well, that's right. Well, if you need to get something tool related, then you go down to Trucker Supply. They've got Knippix tools, which are like channel locks on steroids. They also have a tool room. It is a Milwaukee tool super center. Yes. A full room of Milwaukee tools. Everything they make, everything is all made great right here in the state of Mississippi. So you are buying local products. You can't beat that. And of course, if you like Yeti, and who doesn't like Yeti? I'm drinking my hot coffee out of a Yeti mug right now. They've got everything you need from Yeti, whether that's the mugs, the coolers, lunch boxes, dog dishes.
I confirm they have the dog dish. It's there. I saw it.
Wow. And when you're in the doghouse, that's the right thing to consume from.
Keeps your water cool.
It does. I attest to that personally. One-stop shopping for all your tools. I challenge you to go into Trucker Supply and leave empty-handed.
I accept the challenge. No, I can't. I can't do it.
35 days to Christmas. Make Trucker Supply your Christmas destination. 519 Highway 19 South, right next to McDonald's. You heard it from Roger. Go see them. They've got everything that you will need. You can cross everything off your Christmas list by just going there.
That would be great.
It's that easy. Make it a Trucker Supply Christmas.
It's a Trucker Supply Christmas.
It's beginning to look like
everywhere we go. That's right. Let's take a phone call here at Mornings in Meridian. Good morning. Welcome to our show.
Good morning, gentlemen. Daddy, I like a Yeti.
Pretty good.
Daddy, I like a Yeti. Good one there, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah. Did I hear you something about Michael Jackson singing country songs?
Did I say Michael Jackson? I hope I said that.
Oh, that's right. I get those two young fellows mixed up.
Well, it's so easy. It's so easy. I understand.
One's dead. But yeah, anyway.
I just have a sideline comment. You talk about the Key brothers and A.D. Hunter, the one that is mechanic. He was sat there one day and he said, I bet you can fly this airplane backwards over the runway. So anyway, of course, he took a real strong windy day when the wind running across the runway. Got his club up in the air and floated down, and actually flew backwards across the runway. They couldn't believe it.
And that's that's a pretty strong headwind right there.
Yeah, but you slow a cup down and keep the nose up just a little bit, and it'll slow down to probably 20 miles an hour. You'll stay in the air.
Oh, man, I'm not going to try it. I'm not going to try it.
Roger Boone and I did that with a Cessna, let's say 172, I believe it was. And we got up altitude and started pulling it back and hold it, and it wasn't all that much of a windy day, but we got that speedometer, the airspeed indicator, I think it starts off at 30. It dropped way below 30, and that thing was just sitting there with a nose wallering back and forth for weeks. I bet you who was doing 15 miles an hour with it.
That's fun to experiment with as long as people do it safely. Because you got
to have plenty of ground below. A lot of airspace way up high below surface, but it can be done. But anyway, that was fun. Just wanted that little tidbit.
Well, that was a good tidbit. That was a good tidbit. I've told people, they've always inquired about flying when they're around me, and they say, ask questions, and they say, I bet the hardest part is landing, isn't it? And I said, not really. Anybody can put a plane on the ground. Anybody can.
It get down safely in one piece.
Is it reusable is a big question.
We used to have a bunch of modelers, airplanes to build models, and Buddy DeVerne was one of. He went out there and kind of a little bit. So, they have that yellow dope you could put on the planes back then. They had them by the 55 gallon drum. So he talked about a quarter. So to put on a model airplane, we have shrink the surface, the finish, and the material they put on planes to make it tight.
Yeah. So shrink the fabric covering.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that's the thought and that comment. I hope everyone has a hooray day.
Yeah, there you go. There's the man who shows you right now that if you want to live long, go to the VFW and dance every Saturday night.
That's right.
And don't dance with just one. Dance with all of them. That's what you do. That's how you stay young. That's how you stay healthy. All right, let's go to the phones. Good morning, caller. Welcome. Do you have a question or comment for Sheriff Ward Calhoun?
Good morning, guys. I'm in peace of everybody.
I heard he
There's nothing
does.
you can do about it.
Yeah, probably not.
Hey, this is a two-part. Now, speaking of flying, yesterday we flew out to the Army National Guard Key Field, and we was in the simulator. We have Project Inspire, mentor program for at-risk kids.
Yeah.
And that was on the agenda yesterday. First time being in a flight simulator. When out there and kids got a chance, tweak their engines.
That's a great experience. That is awesome. Is that the simulator for the KC-135?
I think that.
I mean, for the tanker?
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
great.
every equipment that you're speaking of.
Oh, was it a helicopter? Was it a helicopter simulator?
Right.
Okay, I got you now. They have the
That's the training.
Army.
Out there. Which one?
I got you.
But then to the sheriff, I guess. Last night I went to the school board meeting, public Meridian Public School Board, and that was the most positive, uplifting, soul-searching meeting I've been to a long time. And I'm saying that it seems like they're trying to plant the seeds in the kids again to be positive, care about themselves, do the right thing, try to be a model citizen. It seemed like that was the theme last night. So I just wonder, plant these seeds, get the kids out here and started on the right street instead of getting ready for prison. I just saw a different feeling last night. I don't know if it was just and I was just through the share we have a in it, board meeting.
I've been to school board meetings before. It's not a regular occurrence. Usually if I'm there, it's because of some issue they're addressing or MOU or something that we're doing. I know many school board members from both city and county. And so, I mean, that's a good report. Glad to hear that. We have our SROs in our county schools, every day. And in visiting with them this semester, different campuses, hadn't been to all of them yet. I'm running out of time to get to everybody this semester. One of the things that is rewarding to see is the relationships that those SROs build with young people. And of course, I also get to hear pretty often things that happen at school and the SROs and their interaction with parents, guardians, and young people. And so that is, one of the benefits of having SROs on all of our campuses is to be able to build those relationships. And for those young people to see somebody who's in public service and, have the ability to know them and find out, what they do and why they do it, that kind of thing. So that is one positive thing that I think we are doing with our young people. We have also, you remember I'll get these guys going here. We start talking about bonds at schools and voting. Y'all don't get going again. But
Where are the schools?
Where are we voting? Where are we going to vote?
but the CTE that they're working on now, one of the goals there is to bring classes together. Currently at two campuses, West Lauderdale and Southeast, they teach a Southeast is more focused, I think, on the fire service. West Lauderdale, law enforcement. And so they're going to bring those programs together. And one of the things that we're hoping to do at the CTE is to restart our Boy Scout Explorer program that we call the Ranger, which is where a young person can be involved, with us. And we do some training with them. They can help us out at ball games. They can do ride-alongs, that kind of thing, to expose them to law enforcement as a potential career. But it's also an opportunity to interact with, again, these young people in the community, to get them to think about public service, what it means to be a good citizen. And those are some of the things that we really, I'm at that age now where I can think back and remember we learned a lot of things in school that maybe we forgot, but we at least were exposed to a lot of things about government, how government worked, and civic duty. And I quite honestly am kind of questioning whether any of that's ever covered, in the last 30 years. It just seems like most people have not even a beginning of a clue about how their government works and what their, they know a lot about their rights as a citizen, but I don't know if they recognize their responsibilities as a citizen. And I think that's something in our community we need to work on.
And that was a prevailing theme last night, being responsible. And like I say, to me, a seed is being planted. I was very excited at that whole meeting last night. That's what we got time at the meeting. And it's about planting that seeds in the kids' mind that they understand, instead of just leaving them dangling in the streets and suck them up. So once they go that way, it's hard to get them back, sometimes impossible to get them back.
Yeah, I think
with that, I'll just continue to listen, but I did feel good at the school board meeting last night.
Thanks for that report there, Mr. James.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
good report. I said it before, especially to young people. I look at as being a citizen, it's about like being a coin. A coin has two sides. And quite often everybody's familiar with the rights. They want to talk about their rights. Everybody talks about the other side of that coin, which is your responsibilities. And that's where I think we've lost some focus about what is your responsibility as a citizen? What does that mean? Serving on jury duty. By the way, we have grand jury this week. We'll do a jail tour later this afternoon. It's on schedule.
All right.
There you go. Get ready. Being a voter and actually voting. We were talking earlier before we went on the air about 60% roughly in Lauderdale County during the election. Well, we feel good about that because for other elections it's been in the 20 and 30%, but really 60%, that means 6 out of 10 who were eligible to go vote and voted. And it ought to be a whole lot higher than that. But we should be thankful for what we got, but I think we should continue working on making sure people understand how incredibly important it is for us as citizens to do those things that we should do to keep our country going. If we don't continue on working on our democracy, our republic, if we don't continue down that path, one day we will lose it. And that seems like it's something that just couldn't happen, but it can, and it could.
Truer and more sober words never spoken. That's it.
Look across history. It's littered.
I know he probably isn't able to do that, but one way he could help kids a lot, and that's let him work on his roofing crew. And I'm talking about Martin Roofing.
I would do them all. Great deal.
I did it. I worked on a roofing crew, and I got a college education.
I bet you did. All kinds.
I'm going to college.
Well, that's right. It's raining out there, and if you get a little drip on your head while you're listening to the news, then you might want to call Martin Roofing, 601-485-5920. They've been doing roofing right for over 30 years, and you see their signs all over town. No, they're not running for office. They're just running to fix your roof. Give them a call today. Call Doug Martin Jr. or Doug Martin Sr. You're getting a Doug, or you might get a Stacy as well. All your roofing They'll come by, they'll give you a free estimate, and they will inspect your roof for damage. Can't beat that. Martin Roofing, they're a member of the Better Business Bureau because they are a better business. 601-485-5920 is the number. Call them today for all your roofing needs.
For all of them?
Every last one of them.
Down to the last shingle.
Down to the last shingle. The first to the last.
There you go. Martin Roofing. Good folks. Let's take a phone call. Good morning. Welcome to our show. Question for Sheriff Calhoun.
No question right now, but I did want to comment. James was at the Board of Supervisors yesterday morning. He went to the school board last night. He'll be at the city council meeting this afternoon at 5 o'clock. He's a great citizen. The only problem is he's a citizen here and in Cincinnati.
He is a man about town.
I know. Half the year he's Cincinnati, James. That's right. Good comment.
Now,
But I'm glad he's engaged. I'm glad he's engaged in the local government.
And one of the things that I thought it would be a family to make the comment that both at the city council meeting this evening, there may or may not be a group of the kids, but this city council has been excellent in having kids at the Meridian High School, the middle schools, and even the grammar schools to the meetings.
Mm-hmm.
They have taken every opportunity to bring those kids in and recognize them for some type of achievement. And it's just been very refreshing to see this happening in Meridian now. Those kids are getting a lot more exposure to what's going on, and they have a much better chance of being a good citizen by being invited to the city council meeting.
Very nice. That is good. Thank you for that phone call. Appreciate that. A lot of good talk going on about reaching out to our youth in Meridian.
Utes.
The Utes, that's right. We'll take a quick break and come back with more of Mornings in Meridian right after this.
For you could stand
The back. By the way, we have another sister station where you can hear Steve Miller. You'll hear him sing the whole song, Rockin' Me, Baby. It's our sister station, 97.9.
The buzz.
That's what it is. Roger, Rob, and Charles all here with you this morning. As we are getting close to the top of the hour, we still have time for a question. If you have one for us, Sheriff Ward Calhoun.
I was telling about we were just looking at the agenda for the city council today. Have fun at that meeting. It's a 5 o'clock meeting, and it's about nearly 15 items on the agenda today. So
I think I'll just grab a bite before the meeting.
Yeah.
Don't
Maybe.
hold supper for me, dear.
yep, so it's
Fish
pretty,
fillet sandwich.
a lot of money being spent today.
All right. Well, there you have it. It's mornings in Meridian. Of course, there are stupid criminals out there. One of them's in Florida. His name's William Dennis Milstead. He was pretending to be an undercover officer to dodge a background background search, as he was trying to rent an apartment.
Hmm.
He explained that he was with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement's off-grid command unit.
Oh, I love
Grid.
He was with the off-grid command
Top
unit.
secret. Very secret.
He
Yeah.
said this in a grammar error-filled letter,
Oh.
staking his claim there.
Love
So,
reading the letter.
boy, has anybody tried that here yet?
No, it's an idea though. An off-grid command. What was the rest of it?
That's the off-grid command unit. Yeah, the
Command unit.
Florida Department of Law Enforcement's off-grid command unit, the OGCU.
Yeah. OG.
How about OGCU in jail? How about that? Anyway, with 13 prior felony arrests and 2 previous charges for impersonating an officer, Milstead's off-grid antics landed him back in the grid book again in the St. Lucie County Jail, and he was released again on an $11,000 bond.
All right.
So, we have any crazies here in our county?
Not that have done that particular one.
He didn't say we didn't have
I
crazies.
was about to
though.
say, but the crazy part,
Maybe when we come back, we can
Yes,
talk
sir.
about some of the crazies we have in Lauderdale County, or some of the things you've dealt with. Anyway, any questions for Sheriff Calhoun? You can call him in just about 7 or 8 minutes when we come back. We're going to take a break for Fox News and local news, and then we'll be back. I'm Roger. He's Rob. He's Charles, and he's Ward. Of the two best hours of local live talk radio right here in East Mississippi and West Alabama. Roger B. Along with Bob Atkinson.
Good morning.
Charles Frazier's in the house this morning.
I'm over here.
And we have the Chief Law Enforcement Officer for Lauderdale County, Mississippi. Say hi to Sheriff Ward Calhoun.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
It is a good morning. It's raining.
Even if it's raining. I like that. But is that your fluorescent green jacket that you?
Yes, and I'll also be leaving with, because I know you'll try to con with it. I leave it around for the moment.
Can't imagine me actually stealing anything, let alone.
You said
Steal that anyway. It's not very subtle. I mean, they can see you like a mile away in that thing. Yeah, there's Roger. He's coming again.
Yeah, it's
reflective.
No, yeah, it's like
international safety green, I guess.
It is. It's a very, very safe green color. So yeah,
it meets some kind of, I think it's ANSI standards. I don't remember exactly what all that stands for.
ANSI standards.
I get ANSI.
We got
in the fancy. Okay,
that's big right there. We're just glad you're out there. Sheriff's in the house with us. If you have any questions for the sheriff, you've always wanted to ask him, you can give us a call at 601-485-9191, 601-485-9191. Get you right here in the studio with us. But we want to, first of all, thank some great people that make sure you have some great business machines so that you can conduct good business. And I'm talking about Jerry and Betty Purvis at Purvis Business Machines.
That's right. If you're asking Santa for a copier, you never know. Some people may be.
Hey,
there's only one place Santa shops at Purvis Business Machines. Don't know if you knew that. I don't know how.
I think he has a Purvis
in the
machine.
sack. I think he does.
I think he does.
Well, but you know what?
He makes a list and prints it twice.
He can print it like 200 times.
Oh, that
2,000
times. Exactly.
Yeah. And the thing is, you can also print out Christmas cards or any other Christmas greetings on your Purvis Business Machines. They've got lease return color copiers. Save up 85% on those. And color copiers are just fantastic. It's definitely the way to go. And what's great about Purvis is they will come and install that, and they connect it to every device that you own. So it's kind of seamless. You just hit print on any of those devices, and like magic, those papers appear in your scanner copier. All you have to do is go by them and see them at their wonderful showroom, 4505 Highway 39 North, or go to their website, gopurvis.com, or even easier, just call them 601-693-COPY. And what I really like about Purvis, not only their business machines, which are fantastic, and I own one, but it's their service. And that's their motto. Service not excuses. Doing it since 1979.
Perfect. All right. It's Mornings in Meridian. We have a caller on the line. Let's go there now. Good morning, caller. Welcome to our show.
Good morning, y'all.
Morning.
Morning.
I got not necessarily a question, but I'd like to share, go over something that I think is the most underutilized item in Lauderdale County, and that's the Crime Stoppers. I sat down with a deputy and had them explain to me, start to finish, how it actually worked and how they kept it confidential and how easy it was. I thought it was pretty intriguing. And most of the people hear about it, but really don't understand how it works. So I'd like him to explain that to the people from start to finish, down to how you call, how it works, and how you go get your money, because it's a pretty neat deal.
Well, thank you. It's a great question, and you are correct. It's one of those things people know about, but they just know about. They don't really understand it. So I will try to give the cliff notes. First of all, let's talk about where the money comes from. That would be a good thing. And in Mississippi, we have a unique state. Many times when I go to a conference, I've been to several national conferences, I find that those boards and folks working with Crime Stoppers, they do a lot of fundraising, which we don't have to do. Years ago, back in, I believe, 1990, Lauderdale County and the city of Meridian petitioned the legislature to do a local private bill where the city of Meridian and the county each would assess a fee on moving traffic violations to go to the Crime Stopper program. The state in about 2003 or 4 or 5, somewhere right along there, they kind of mirrored that, and they got tired because other programs were doing it all across the state, and they had to fool with each of those. And they decided the best thing to do was to create a statewide program and to do funding that way through the courts, so that the funding goes to Jackson, and then the individual programs can get their money from the state. We left ours the way it was. We felt like had worked well for us. So we left ours, and that was an option. But bottom line, it's not quote tax dollars that go into the Crime Stopper programs, and we also take donations, which we get occasionally. So the funds, the Crime Stopper program is not law enforcement. It is a citizen-based program. There are law enforcement involved in it as what's called a law enforcement coordinator, which is something I've done for 20-something years. But the way the program works is that the main thing about Crime Stoppers is the ability for an individual to provide information and for them to remain anonymous. Because if you report a crime, you're a witness to a crime, you could be subpoenaed to court. Well, that's not the case if you're anonymous. And the courts have, through the years, there have been challenges to Crime Stopper programs, and the courts have always come down the sides of Crime Stoppers program that's run correctly, adhering to the rules. That person because they're anonymous, we have no way to subpoena them. Mm-hmm. So here's how it works. For us, in most programs in our nation now, we all have the ability to either go to a website and submit a website or an app and submit tips, or to call. And for us locally, our Crime Stopper number is 855-485-TIPS or 8477. So it's 855-485-8477. When you call to provide information, and it could be about a wanted person, it could be about criminal activity you suspect, drug sales, anything that's illegal like that. When you call, we have a call center now. Used to, law enforcement coordinators answered the phone. I toted a phone for a year. I can remember back having those cell phones, and I got excited when I found out I could get a thicker battery, so I didn't have to charge it like every 3 hours. You could get like 9 hours. Yeah. And
was it in a bag?
Well, the first ones were. Yeah. And
phone in a bag.
I remember one time being on the beach with my Crime Stopper phone, my kids playing. My wife's like, the phone's ringing. She's like, they're on the water. You can't answer the phone. Well, it's a tear there. Kids drowning, answer the Crime Stopper phone. And I figured it'd be okay. So we answer the phone. And
those kids can swim.
That's right.
They'll figure it out.
They'll figure it out. But when people call the Crime Stopper phone or the number now, the phone is answered by a professional call answering service in Texas, and that is all they do, answer Crime Stopper phones for all across the country. And we use some software that they take information, and the phone number is not it's not like caller ID. There's no way to track it. Done that way on purpose, documented in case of a court challenge. They take that information and figure out what program it needs to go to. If you dial our number, they answer for the East Mississippi Crime Stoppers. Mm-hmm. They know what program the information goes to. And sometimes we get people Google and they get a wrong spot, or they can always get it transferred. But bottom line, the information goes in. They send that. We get it instantly. We have a coordinator that is actually a full-time employee now, retired Captain Wade Johnson. He works for Crime Stoppers part-time. His job, if you will, is to run our local program. He gets notification of those tips, and he figures out, okay, what agency does that tip go to? Now, most of our tips are just informational, but occasionally somebody will call and say, hey, I saw on TV where this happened, and I'm looking at this guy right now. He's sitting on the front porch at 123 Smith Street. Mm-hmm. Well, if they get information
I saw him
like that.
You live on that street? No, but I've traveled by there.
He's just trying to get part of the money.
Yeah, always.
They actually will call our dispatch and provide that information directly to an officer, can be sent right away. Most of our calls, let's say 9 out of 10, are informational type calls. And so Wade figures out who that goes to, routes that to that coordinator and that agency.
The reward goes to, if it leads to an arrest?
Correct, just to an arrest. The way that works is, so let's just say that Wade sends that to us. We work that tip, we end up making an arrest. There's everybody that's involved with that has access to that system to go back in and to note that that particular tip led to an arrest. And then once a month, our board meets and they authorize the reward amount. And the way the money is paid out is we have a local bank. When a person provides their information, I should have said this, they're given a unique identifier, a number, Crime Stopper tipster.
Not their name, not their social.
None of that, right, a number. And they are told to keep that secret, not share it with anyone. And then they have the ability, if they're texting or doing the app or website, they can actually, Wade can converse with them, ask additional questions. They can check on their, where the tip's at, that kind of thing.
There you go.
But we let them know through that means, that it's been approved, and then tell them what bank to go to and actually what teller bay to go to through a drive-through. They present that number. No questions are asked. They're given their Crime Stopper money and they drive away.
Just like that. Wow. That was a good question, caller.
Well, I don't think people use it enough. And I always wondered, oh, yeah, there's no way they can keep you anonymous, blah, 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 blah. But, call in, they give you a number. And I was told, you call in, you get your number, and you can call back into a certain number to check and see if, if it's paid off, you can get your money.
Yeah, we're finding more and more people these days are doing it online, which is good because it's available all the time and easier.
Well, but you've got you set up for the arrest reports, and you've got the wanted people that you do now. Now, if you sit there and know where that person's at, call Crime Stoppers. I've called it several times.
Have you gotten any rewards?
Oh no, I haven't. Well, to be honest with you, I never even check back.
Yeah.
Well, and that leads to what I was fixing to say next. Through the years, what we have found is, and this is true across our country. We were talking about this at the last conference I went to a couple of months ago. Only about 20% of people ever pick their money up. What does that tell you? That tells you that people won't just provide the information; they want something done.
Yeah.
Is what, but they don't. But for whatever reason, they can't get involved sometimes.
And my point for this call is, times are tough and it's hard for people. If you sit around and communicate, start paying attention and calling it in.
Absolutely.
It's holiday season. That's extra spending money. You're going to get paid if they're, if your tip leads to an arrest in some form or fashion. So it's kind of a no-brainer. But I just thought it was intriguing. I just wanted you to explain that to the people because a lot of folks were told really didn't understand how it worked.
Right.
You did a good job there, caller. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
All right. Good call. And of course, as you described that, Sheriff, I'm just thinking for the mass population of Meridian and Lauderdale County to understand that, it might. I know you've had advertisements on before about Crime Stoppers, but that explanation you just gave in a trimmed and condensed form, I think that would be a good PSA for the people to hear on a regular basis around here, so that the citizens know, yes, I can do this, I can remain anonymous, I can help clean up my neighborhood and not feel threatened.
Right. So many times the not downsides, don't hear it wrong, but people do submit information, but they say things like, there's a red car and he's selling drugs on my corner every now and then. Well, okay, but that's not really that helpful when you get right into it. We need actionable information. Now, sometimes information like that does, if you put it with some other things, it does help. I don't
He drives a red car, and the license number on that car is blah,
there
blah,
you
blah,
go.
blah, blah.
That is what's helpful.
No, do you drive a red car, Roger? Oh, okay.
And he was at the corner of so and so during this day, that day. Yeah, I mean specifics.
So as much the more specific a person can be, the better the information, the more actionable it'll be for law enforcement.
And the one thing I like to Sheriff is on Facebook. I know a lot of folks are plugged into social media. You guys have Warrant Wednesday, and of course you put that information out there too, and folks can provide information on those folks as well.
That has been a good tool that we started, I think about April, I believe it was, when we started working on that. Our goal when we did that was we had, the system is slow. It just is. And we had filing cabinet full of warrants. Some of them old warrants, things that just sat around, needed working on. And so
you call that Board's Warrant Wednesday?
If you want to.
I mean, I think it's good.
On social media, I got blamed by an official actually. Comment made about, that wouldn't happen in your jurisdiction. That's okay. I don't care. It doesn't bother me a bit. What happened in ours, because when people are, got outstanding warrants, and we're going to do something about it as best we can.
Yeah.
But we trimmed down, I don't have the exact number, we were in the 700s in felony warrant stuff outstanding. We've got that down now to under 200.
Nice.
And some of that was putting it out on paper. Up and start sticking forward because they realized through the years doing CrimeNet and through TOK, more than half of these folks would just turn themselves in. Well, I wouldn't say half, probably 35%, 40% would just turn themselves in because they didn't want to chase it around after. Just soon go ahead and get over with.
All right, we got another phone call. Let's take that call. Good morning. Welcome to our show.
Good morning. How are you?
Joe!
I just love it when y'all do that.
Okay. Is it getting old? Do you want us to kind of maybe throttle it back a little bit?
Oh, no.
Always glad to hear from Junkie. What's on your mind?
Is that Ward that I hear on the radio?
That is Ward Calhoun.
Yes, ma'am.
I got a question.
Uh-oh.
I got an answer.
Go down to the coffee shop here. Get a coffee break.
Back in an hour.
Why did y'all turn into a bunch of men just to call? I don't understand.
Come on in here, Joe. What's your question?
Well, ever since I have noticed, I don't know about anybody else, I have noticed there's a lot more sheriff's deputies take care of the city than the police department. So my question is, big budget that they have, how much is all the young people? I think the police, they should be giving you a bunch of money for helping up and backing up the PD. I think that is a tragedy if they don't at least allocate some money to the sheriff's department.
To answer the question, zero, but of course we get our funding from all the citizens of Lauderdale County, and so we assist it where we can, and it's having concurrent jurisdiction. There are a lot of times that we're working cases from out in the county or looking for somebody for something that may be in town, or working traffic. We're the recipient and have been for 27 years, I think it is, for like a DUI grant, and then the additional monies we do or receive for occupant protection or seatbelt. So we work details. These are off-duty guys that would be off that are on. Not all of them, but lots of them are working extra, working those, and we work a lot in the city on those details. Just because
I understand all of that, but like I said, I see more sheriff's deputies than I do see the PD, and I think that they should at least allocate a little bit of their budget for the way that y'all are helping them. Because, like I said, even this morning with this bad weather, I saw a sheriff's deputy helping a guy who was stuck in a ditch, out by where I live. And I understand that's out in the county, but on the way in, I never saw a police car. I see sheriff's deputies' car.
Well, we try to be out and be visible, and
Hey, Joe, I'm going to talk to the guys here at the station. We're going to get a moving truck and come out there and move you to the city so you can run for mayor.
Yes, please.
What do you say, huh?
No, thank you.
Well,
it wouldn't like me if I got up there.
Well, there's some who would.
The mayor's press conference would be interesting every week,
every 6 months.
Yeah,
every year.
And you would,
I'd have that police chief right behind me too.
You'd have a press conference pretty regular, I'm sure.
Well, let me ask you this, Robbie. I sent you a clip yesterday. Did you get it?
I did get it. I haven't had a chance to look at it. I was a little busy last night, so.
The Democrats are back up to their usual stupidity now. They're all upset about Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz is out there exposing what the people up in Congress are doing, especially Mr. Michael Guest making money off of insider trading. That's what you need to pay attention to. You need to play the flip and look at it, because now all of a sudden they're all upset with Matt Gaetz because he's been involved in orgies, and they've got 2 women up there who are witnesses. Well, isn't that the same thing they tried to do to Trump? Isn't that the same thing they tried to do to 2 other congressmen up there that were pro-Trump?
Sounds familiar.
I mean, do they have a different playbook, or is this what they're going to do the whole time? My concern is, I could care less what that man does. As long as he goes to work every day and does what he's supposed to do to me, that just proves to me that he's a real man, which is what we need. We don't need these wimps like they have up there in Congress. I'm sorry, but that ain't gonna work.
There it is. You know, I'm glad today, of all days, you just feel free to speak your mind.
Well, you know I love y'all.
I know. And we love you, Joe. We appreciate you.
All right, well, I gotta get to work. I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Bye. There you go.
So the visibility of the departments out there.
Mm.
Sound
Yeah.
like one of your deputies out there working hard this morning. Somebody stuck in a ditch.
Had that green jacket on. High vis.
High
That's
vis.
what it is. It's on like 3
ANSI.
miles. away.
ANSI certified. ANSI approved.
Certified.
Yeah.
Certifiable. All right.
All right, we're going to take this break so we can look up the acronym ANSI, and then we'll be back. I'm Roger. He's Rob. He's Charles, and he is the Sheriff of Lauderdale County, Ward Calhoun. Well, we've got 4 Mississippians in the studio this morning. I'm glad for no particular reason. Just thought we'd throw some Terry Clark on there. Sure missed our. We don't still have her. Country. Is she Country Gold?
Yeah, she's there.
Excellent. Good deal. Terry Clark with Country Gold tonight on our sister station 105.7, The Legend. I'm Roger. Rob's in the house.
Yeah.
We've got Charles Frazier.
I'm over here.
Sheriff Ward Calhoun.
Good morning.
And I'm just so proud that I've been able to not misstep and say the former sheriff's name because we said it for so many years. So.
I mean, Citizen Solly.
Citizen Solly.
Citizen
That's
Solly.
exactly right.
I was setting the signal up.
Do you hear anything from Citizen Solly?
Absolutely. Talk to him regularly.
Is that right? All right. Is he just really kind of just digging, just kind of
every now and then he just laughs.
yeah.
Answer the phone and he's just laughing.
I tell you what. We got a good show here. Any questions or comments with the sheriff or for the sheriff, give us a call, 601-485-9191. Caller on the line. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning to all you Mississippians for an awesome group.
Hey.
I have a question for Sheriff Calhoun.
Yes.
And first of all, I want to tell him that every day I see what great his deputies are doing. The whole sheriff department is awesome. I don't know where Lauderdale County would be without him. But my question is there an update on Mr. Culpepper's case?
Thank you, first of all, for your kind words. They're great men and women who serve you every day. And I am very appreciative of their efforts, as are many citizens, like your comments I get regularly. It is a city case that we have worked with them. And to my knowledge, at this point, there is no update. The individual who is their suspect and they have misdemeanor warrants for currently has not been located.
Well, yeah, it's gotten really quiet. So I thought, well, that's kind of a concern that there's no update. And of course, your brain goes to what could have happened if even just today, so to speak. But yeah, that's what I wanted to check on. And thank you so much again. Y'all doing a great job. And even the radio station guys are too.
Look at that. I'm going to stand up again. Sit down. I'm going to stand up now for that. That's good. Good encouragement there. Thank you. And of course, yes, again, this is another place where that Crime Stoppers could be helpful. If there's anybody out there that knows, some sort of information that could help locate the whereabouts of the suspect for the.
And we have got some Crime Stopper tips that have been worked, but nothing.
Good deal.
And I know that frustrates the public, but it is a very lengthy investigation process that goes into cases like this and others that the city and county are involved in. So
because they have to be done right, don't they?
It doesn't do a lot of good if you don't.
Yeah.
You can make the arrest if you don't have the follow through and don't do quality work. You're handing something to a prosecutor that they can't use. Charges with either be found not guilty because you don't have enough evidence, or you won't even get an indictment, at a grand jury. So there are a lot of hoops to jump through. And look, sometimes I know people get frustrated by that, but we want a system that has these checks and balances in it, because if we didn't, it could be one of us if somebody accuses of doing something.
Yeah.
And we would rather our dollars be to pay you to do the job right than to spend all of those hours on a case and then not come up with a conviction or a indictment. All right, we have a caller on the line. Good morning. Any comments or questions for the sheriff?
MAGA morning, true American patriots.
MAGA. The choir has arrived.
Those demon cats ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh, they're pushing back. They're pushing back.
Yeah, but I think their effort is a very futile effort. But for the sheriff, the new sheriff, Ward Calhoun, I commend you for the job you and your deputies do. always professional. You never hear complaints about the sheriff's department. You never hear grand jury reports about the sheriff's department. And I think Joe of Chunky had an excellent idea. The city needs to cough up some money for the sheriff's department. Yeah, they got $400,000 for cameras and drones and all other little network things, and going to throw more money at MPD. We went from 9.6 to 12.2 mil. Where's that money going, man? What are we getting for it? You know, the citizens ain't seeing any change. Not at all. And if they got, if they're not making the cut, don't give them more money. Give the people that are doing the work and performing the money.
Of course, you always know my sentiment is that if I could wave my magic wand, the police department would be, I guess, kind of dovetailed into the sheriff's department, and there would be a check written by the city to the Lauderdale County for the coverage.
The ideal situation is there is no more MPD. The sheriff's department runs it all.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
The sheriff is answerable to the people.
As other communities do that. There are communities that do that successfully.
Absolutely. And this one could too, except for the optics. But that way, you know, the citizens have a voice in who is the sheriff, who is the high-ranking law enforcement officer of this entire county, and oversees the city also, if it was like you and I talked about. You know, other way, it's an appointment, and it's whoever the city council wants. You know, they're the ones that thumbs up or thumbs down.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. And so this way, all the citizens in Meridian and Lauderdale County get a say-so and who is going to be the law enforcement. And they are answerable to the citizens for the quality of law enforcement that they provide. This other one, we have no voice. This appointment thing, no. I have nothing but acting days for the sheriff's department and the sheriff. Without them, we would have law enforcement.
Wow.
No. And if something goes down, the sheriff's department, who I'm calling. I'm not wasting a call on anything.
Can we do that?
Absolutely. They have jurisdiction in the city.
Yes, to answer the question, obviously we work alongside and with them. They have primary jurisdiction within the city, so when somebody calls 911, that's who's going to be dispatched. But we're always available to try to assist citizens or the police department with whatever needs they are. Working together is going to be better than anybody working alone when we have either information or resources that are going to help solve the problem and complete the mission, whatever the mission may be at that moment.
That's right. But the thing about it, I don't know about other people in this county or city, but when I see sheriff's cars and I see green, I know everything's going to be okay. That's exactly correct. And when you've got reports over and over and over that they cannot present the evidence properly to get a true bill of indictment, they stumble through the investigation. They just make mistake after mistake after mistake. It needs to start at the top. You got decent leadership. Your troopers are going to be just like you. You set the pace. They can't maintain the pace. Guess what? You get another one. You don't lower the standard. One thing about the transition from Sheriff Billy to Sheriff Ward, the standard never got lowered. No. They maintain a high standard of professionalism in law enforcement, and everybody that cares about a civil society ruled by law and order should be on board with that. That's exactly correct. Look at the record. Look at the facts. Don't confuse yourself and chase your tail like a mad dog. No. The sheriff's department is, in my opinion, the law enforcement. And Roger that.
All right. There you have. We've heard some hazmat this morning. That's Mornings in Meridian. We also want to say, you don't have to have the sheriff come out when you want to start something. If you want to start something, you just go to Battery One Source and get a good battery to start what you want to start.
And of course, you can bring your battery there too.
Was that a good start?
It's a great start.
Don't be a dumb.
That's ain't no dumb money in here. Well, I tell you what, but also Christmas morning, you wake up and you got all those toys, those electronics, and you got no batteries.
Batteries not included.
Yeah, exactly. That just is not a good situation, which is why you need to go to Battery One Source and get everything you need, because they've got all batteries for every need and description. Watches, remotes, cell phones, even laptop computers. If your laptop computer doesn't have a battery, it's not a laptop, it's a desktop. Well, make it a laptop. Once again, go see John DeFore and his crew at 2618 North Farms Road. And of course, if your cell phone's broken, don't buy a new one. They got the best cell phone repair guy in the business. Bring it in for that quick fix.
Sid's a great screen fixer.
Great screen fixer.
He is.
All right.
He's the fixer.
The fixer.
Go to Battery One Source and see the fixer.
And of course, if your golf cart isn't running, then bring it down, because they are number one in golf cart service and repair as well. They do it all there.
They do it.
Battery One Source, 2618 North Frontage Road, 601-693-1500. They're open 8 to 4:30, Monday through Friday. It is your one source for all batteries.
Yep, that's it. All right, it's Mornings in Meridian. Our number is 601-485-9191. There's a caller on the line. Good morning.
You know, one of the greatest aspects of
Citizen Solid. Say that again, sir.
I said one of the greatest aspects of a good law enforcement officer is having good snitches.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
No stitches.
I had somebody just snitch on you guys.
Uh-oh.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, a snitch in time saves. No, that's a whole different thing.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, you got that confused.
I do.
Anything you guys like to confess to me before we go on?
Did we talk bad about him? Did we do anything like that?
Anything we confess?
You said that you laugh whenever you call the current sheriff.
Yeah. He said that.
Sometimes the sheriff calls me.
Look at him bailing there.
We're running.
Pointing fingers.
What can he do to us?
That's right.
He called you a name.
Called you a name.
No, it is great to go down there and change my title from retiree to therapist.
Oh,
Yeah, we need a lot of therapy around here. So, yeah.
You're talking about the sheriff's department, though, huh?
Right. When I go down there and the sheriff invites me into his office, and he just tells me how great life is to him and how wonderful all the systems are.
Mhm.
Well, do you still have a desk down there in the corner office, just right, by the receiving dock or anything like that? I mean, hey.
You need to drive into the parking lot
Yeah.
and look at that building.
Yeah.
What does it say?
Let's see. It says sheriff.
Got his
Florida County
name on it.
sheriff.
He's
Let's see.
always there.
There is a name on there.
He's
isn't there?
always there.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I don't have no sneaking desk. I got the whole building.
I don't need no stinking desk. He goes to work in your building. I like that. That's funny.
So, what was y'all talking about this morning? If y'all don't mind,
Oh, we were talking about stopping crime. We were talking about the consolidation of the law enforcement under the sheriff's department, which we didn't realize didn't happen in our lifetime, but we still like to talk about it. And
jackets. Talk about the ANSI jackets.
the ANSI jackets, which is the American National Standards Institute.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know.
Yeah, we talked about the Crime Stoppers program.
Yes, we did. At length.
And we're talking about the Battle of the Badges down at the blood drive this afternoon.
Right.
And are you going down to donate today?
well, unfortunately, sir, years ago I took some medication that doesn't allow me to participate.
Okay.
So he uses cheerleads. Go ahead, stick it in the arm. Stick it.
Get the real blunt needle. Yeah,
Hey, look, Ward, you're bleeding. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
Stuff pig.
By the way, it was a pleasure this weekend to go down to an establishment on 22nd Avenue between Front Street and 4th Street and listen to a true professional bar orders back in the kitchen.
Oh, you heard that.
Oh,
Wasn't cursing.
no, we exactly how were those orders
Yeah,
expressed?
okay, let's change the subject.
Tell who it was. But I highly recommend that boudin stuffed pork chop.
Oh, good, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm sorry I missed it.
That's okay. You were kind of busy. The wife and I did not realize that there was an event going on, so we didn't have reservations, so we had to sit up front. But it allowed me to listen to a true professional lead guide and director personnel under him.
Did it kind of remind you of leading a group of deputies in the sheriff's office?
I kept thinking about yellow footprints in a parking lot.
Mm.
Would you being the drill instructor back in the back?
Yep, absolutely.
What it sounds
Marine drill instructor.
Wow, there you go.
Whatever it takes to get the plates.
That's
out there.
exactly
Out on the
it.
table, right?
Yeah.
Whatever it
Well,
takes.
it's all about communication. So, well, I appreciate it. Sheriff.
And Charles, I did make a mistake. You know,
Uh-oh.
when she asked me how I wanted my pork chop cooked, I was a dummy and said, "Well done." I should not have done. I should not have done it. In fact, I told her after she'd gone back and come back, I said, "No, I probably shouldn't have done that," but it was still wonderful.
Good, good. Okay.
The chipotle mashed sweet potatoes, that's so far.
Chipotle mashed sweet potatoes.
It is good.
Hey, okay. Give me some ideas.
Y'all are making me hungry. Would you stop?
Come on down.
You gotta eat good before you go get blood, Ward.
That's it. You do. We're after it.
That's it. Yeah, we're after it. Let's just do both.
Mm-hmm.
Eat good before you go after.
That's it.
Well, listen, guys, I know it's getting close to the end of the show and everything. All part of a great show last night. Fabulous music played. Historically, for, gosh, many, many years, today would have been a thing that I would call the radio show for a different reason. Today's our daughter's birthday.
Oh, well, there you have it. Well, sir, I tell you what, I realize that the void is still as big as it ever has been, and our thoughts and prayers go with you as well.
Absolutely. If you guys will take care of this land, the one grab some flowers on her website this afternoon.
Rob's got this. He's going to get rid of it about 11, 12 o'clock.
Yeah, 11 o'clock should be gone.
There you go. That'll work. That'll work.
Good to hear from you, Citizen Solly.
It is great to be called that title, sir.
And just feel free to walk into your sheriff's building anytime you want.
There you go. You guys take care. Be careful.
All right. Take care and be careful. Thank you, Citizen Solly there. We're going to take a quick break, come back. I'm Roger. He's Rob. He's Charles. And he's the sheriff. So be nice. Say a big thank you to Ward Calhoun being here with us today. Sheriff Lauderdale County. Oops, let me get your mic on there.
I said, glad to be here. I always
And,
appreciate the opportunity to come.
Before we let you go, I just want to make sure we cover a couple of important items, and one of them being, of course, the Battle of the Badges blood drive going on down there at the government complex this afternoon.
That's right. Come on down. 2:00 to 6:30 will be the blood mobile will be in the parking lot, and please come give.
There you go. That says it everything. Just come give, y'all.
And also the Magnolia Cemetery. Don't want to forget about
Right.
that as
Magnolia Meridian, magnoliameridian.com website, and got a lot of information. I mean, I would encourage people to go on there, read about the cemetery, read about what we're doing, which is basically trying to get the roads repaved ultimately.
And they do need it. There's no question.
Yeah,
about it.
raise some money, fixing to do some contracts already been signed. I believe that will be started in mid-January to patch and level up the road. We need about $50,000 we could do all the roads in there, and not have to kind of piecemeal it, and then come back, raise some more money, and ultimately pave it, pave all the roads in there. That's the goal. So you can give through the East Mississippi Community Foundation, and if all this information is on the website, or if you know me, call me, get hold of me. I can get you steered in the right direction. There's also some bricks that people can do in honor of, can be put around the flagpole. There's information about that on the website. You can do that in honor of a family member or someone, and they're going to be ordering that January 2nd. Really need to get that information done in the next few weeks.
All right, Sheriff Ward Calhoun, thank you so much for your time, Sheriff.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
We'll see you next month.
We will.
And guys, we'll see you tomorrow.
Do it.
Good. All right, we'll talk about hope tomorrow. In fact, Mary Hope.
That's right.